My take on discipline. You feel me? It's your boy Lord Yasay. Check this out, family. Um, we come from a long history of violence, being beat on, being destroyed in some kind of way, mentally, whether it's mentally or physically. You know what I'm saying? We come from a long history of that, all the way back to the slavery days. You know what I'm saying? And another thing I want y'all to do is go back and research what kind of people we were before slavery and try to get that mentality going. Because being trapped in this slavery life, we got to get out of that mind frame. You feel me? And that's where I want to get at you about this disciplining. You know what I'm saying? The discipline actions that people are taking is kind of extreme. You know what I mean? Um, Stop. Yeah, you don't have to whoop these kids. You know. Now, don't get me wrong. If they done something that you done warned them about, and you done set them talk to them, set them down and talk to them about, and you know what I'm saying, and they doing something too extreme, then by all means burn their britches, burn them britches. But if there's things that these kids, you got to understand, these kids are learning on a daily basis, whether it be from television, whether it be from the kids outside, the kids at school, or whether it be from just seeing your actions as a parent. So a lot of things that they pick up is a lot of things that the parent is allowing them to come in contact with. This is why I say I stress the fact that homeschooling our kids, because you got a lot of spirits at those school campuses. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by spirits is so many different characters that these kids bring in on these campuses. You know what I mean? Another thing, what I mean by watching so much television, these kids come to school with these different spirits, and then you release your kids out there to that environment, and your kids bring these spirits home. You know what I'm saying? And television shows also do the same thing, and also your actions. You know, your actions can lead these kids to doing some of the things they doing. They're disrespectful, they loud mouthing or embarrassing in public. You know what I mean? Or embarrassing you in some kind of way. That comes from somewhere. They didn't learn that. If you put a child in the room by themselves for 15, 16 years, and then you just teach them certain things and then release them to the public, that child is going to only know those certain things you taught them. They ain't gonna know cuss words. They ain't gonna know what twerking is. They ain't gonna know what gang banging is and guns and all of that stuff, because you haven't exposed them to that. You know, but then they've been released out to the world. They out there with those spirits, and the longer they out there with that in those spirits, they will track that back into the house. This goes especially for those who have one or two kids. There's another child in the house, and that older child go out there and grab a hold of some of those spirits and track that back in the house. I can guarantee you the younger child is going to pick up on that. The younger child will pick up on that fast. You know what I'm saying? If they seeing this older kid do this. So the part about discipline them, I've been seeing, I'm looking at a lot of videos where these parents are disciplining these kids to the extreme. I mean, that is torture. What I've been seeing, you know what I mean, and it's unnecessary. This is what our ancestors went through as far as in slavery, and that mentality is stuck in us. You know, some of us looking, at my age group, some of us is looking at like, hey, I wasn't like that when I was little. But you got to understand, these kids nowadays is spoiled. You giving them too much, and they don't deserve it. You know, I mean, if you got a child that's not helping you clean up at home, or bad mouthing you, or coming home with these terrible grades, or doing something at school that they shouldn't be doing, or acting out in public, or outside by themselves just acting out, you know what I'm saying? Then you gotta discipline them a different way, because the whooping on them ain't gonna do nothing but instill a bunch of anger into these kids, a bunch of anger and fear. You know what I'm saying? Sit them down and talk to them, and let them know what the consequences is behind their actions, and start them off like that, small, and let them know, hey, there's a consequence behind this. If you keep doing this, this could happen. Don't just right off top go to beating them, whooping on them or whatever you want to call it. But I mean, like I said, by all means, if they doing something too extreme, at a young age, these kids don't understand. 3, 4, 5 years old, that's the time where you let them know that there's consequences behind all of this stuff. Sit them down and talk to them, hug them and caress them, and kind of embrace them, not caress, but just like embrace and let them know, hey, I love you, and I don't want to see you hurt. And this is why I tell you no about on certain things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being mean to you. It's just that there's a consequence behind that. And when you grow up and you learn that the consequences could be extreme, then you will know not to do these things. That's what you want to tell your kids, something similar to that. You know what I'm saying? But you keep on too much corporate punishment is it's dangerous to you, it's dangerous to the child, it's dangerous to y'all whole environment as a family. You know what I mean? It can get out of hand. At the young age, them kids is like, okay, I can't hit mama back, and we mama or daddy back. You know what I mean? And we keep on whooping on them and whooping on them. And they know that part. They know they better not hit us back. They know that part. And then when they get 6, 7, 8, 9 years old and finally got to take off and go to these schools, which, like I say, you should be homeschooling them anyway. But when they got to go to these schools, they dealing with all of these other characters, all of these other spirits. And these other spirits is go test them. And what's the first thing you tell them? Don't let nobody hit you. They probably looking at you and thinking, you've been hitting on me for 7, 8 years. Well, what's the big deal? But then you whoop on them all of these years and then send them to school and then tell them, don't let nobody hit on you. You hit them back. Okay, now the first thing gonna happen is all of that pressure that's been built up on them from you whooping them, because they know they can't hit their parents back. They know they better not try that. You know what I'm saying? So all of that pressure that's been built up, that they get to school and one of them spirits go to testing them, all of the anger that they got on you as a parent is gonna come out on one of these little kids. Now we go into court. They won't hesitate to lock us up. They want us in the system bad. They don't care how early or how young we is. They want us in the system fast. You know what I'm saying? You got people out here with the right to carry guns. You get that first felony, now you can't carry no gun. You know what I'm saying? To protect yourself. But I'm looking at people like, hey, you ain't even responsible enough to just have your hands without putting them on somebody in a dangerous way. I sure don't want you carrying no gun. But you know what I'm saying? Back to what I was saying, at the same time, man, you instill in fear and anger in these children. You know what I mean? A punishment should be something that they love. Take something from them. A video game, television, going outside, them new shoes that they want. Every now and again, kind of restrict them from buying things. Don't buy them something every time you got money to buy it. Don't just buy it. You know what I mean? And if you don't got money to buy it, let the kid, when you don't got money to buy them something and you really want to get it for them, and they've been acting up or they done acted up before, which they have, chances are, then tell them something like, don't tell them, oh, I ain't got no money. Daddy ain't got no money for that. Mama ain't got no money for that. Or I ain't got no money for this. Don't tell them that. Always let your kids think you got the money for it. And let them know the reason you not getting it for them is because of how they acted the other day, or how they acted earlier today, or how they acted last week, or how they acted when we was at the other store. You know what I mean? Or in public. You know what I'm saying? And just let them know, hey, I'm not getting you this because the way you've been acting lately. You don't help me at the house. You act a fool when we go places. This is why I'm not getting you this. I'm not finna keep spending my hard-earned money to buy you things and you totally being disrespectful. Take some things from these kids. It's gonna hurt them more than that whooping would, I guarantee you, because my mama used to put me on punishment. And I used to sit in that room for a week at a time. No television, no nothing, no toys, nothing. And I used to sit there and be like, man, I couldn't have just got a whooping. You could have just went in and gave me a whooping and cut me loose back outside so I could finish playing. The whoopings ain't nothing. You know, pop, pop, pop. Oh, well. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad at moms. Why you hitting on me for? You know, I didn't know the consequences behind that. What you hitting me for? You know what I'm saying? And you got to sit them down and teach. Teach. These kids are fresh minds. You know, you get a fresh computer or a fresh cell phone. Let's use a cell phone. When you get a cell phone, you don't get mad at your cell phone and hit it because it don't know your mama phone number, or it don't know your daddy phone number, or your homegirl or your homeboy phone number. You don't hit your cell phone. You got to program that into the phone. And next time you go to next time you need that number, it's programmed into the phone. You done taught that phone number. Now it's in there. You got to teach these kids why they shouldn't be doing these things. And this starts off early. Don't wait till they 17, 18, 19 years old and then try to teach them. It's too late because they done developed the mind frame. The mind is being developed in these children from birth up until about 5, 6, 7 years old. This is when you really want to get to your children and let them know what's right and what's wrong. You know what I mean? And start talking to these young men and these young women fast about sex. Because if not, they go get it at school. They go get it on the internet. They go get it on television. They go get it through this music. They go get it from the little girl down the street or the little boy next door. They go get it from somewhere. Don't wait too long to teach these kids about sex. It is too exploited into the public right now. Half of the women is walking around with hardly no clothes on. And you got some of these little girls that's starting to walk around dressing like that too. So your little old 13, 14, 15-year-old son liable to make you a grandma way sooner than you think. Think about it. You know, it's a lot of sexuality up out there. You know what I'm saying? People put some clothes on, you know. That's right. That right there is for adults. You know, I mean, you know, if you go wear that where it ain't nothing but adults at. Don't show up at the schoolhouse with your booty cheeks hanging out, with your crevice all, you know what I'm saying, your breast pushed all up here. And come on, man, you can't walk around like. Now, how would y'all feel if a bunch of men, go to the school to pick your daughter up, and a man come up there to pick up his kid, and he hop out the car with some Speedos on and a tight tank top with olive oil all on his body, all silky, and how would you like that? You'll look at that man like he crazy. Why is he walking around my daughter like that? I mean, look here, check this out. That man might be thinking the same thing if he picking up his son, and you just hopped out the car looking like, look at that girl with them Daisy Dukes on. I mean, come on. I mean, you're showing a lot. I ain't got nothing against it. It look good, goddesses. It look good. But this is for us. That's for adults. Can't have your booty hanging out in front of these kids. You can't have your booty hanging out in front of these kids. Just like I wouldn't walk around with my ball printed and penis print strapped across my leg with some underwear on that's a size too tight. And that's all I got on. Because I've been to the gym every day for the last 10 years and I'm all cut up. I look good. No, that ain't it. You know, so talk to these kids about sex. And when you want to discipline them, don't beat on them, because that's slavery. That is slavery. That's what the master did to us, to keep us in check, to keep us scared of him, to keep us feared. And you're going to have your child fearing you. You're going to have your child to the point to where your child don't want to come to you and tell you nothing because they scared of you. You know, when it's something they need to come talk to you about, they're going to be scared that it's wrong for you to be talking to them about that, because they don't know exactly what's right and what's wrong now, because you've been whooping them for every single thing. So now when something come up that they need some assistance on, they can't come to you. They got to go to the little girl down the street, the little boy next door. And that might not turn out good. Somebody go be a grandparent real young. When I was little, grandparents was already like 60, 70 years old, maybe 50. I'm seeing people out here nowadays at 30, 40 years old. I'm about to go pick up my grandchild. Your grandchild? What you mean pick up your grandchild? You should be going to pick up your kid. Your kid is old enough to have a child already? You come on. How old is your kid? The one that had this grandchild for you. Oh, she 15. Oh, he's 16. You sound proud. Ooh, got to be more careful. But hey, man, you know what I'm saying? That whooping on these kids right there, man. That's that slavery stuff, man. You know, we whine all the time about slavery. Don't keep us trapped in slavery and bring us back to slavery. And then when they put a slavery movie out, y'all jump up and blow the box up, put it to the top of the list. It's the number one selling in the first week, the first day. All of these people all of us that's trapped in slavery run right out there to spend our money to see that movie. And I guarantee you, didn't nobody of our nationality make that movie. Yeah, I mean, and then you got these brothers and sisters that will actually play the role and take the role of that movie. Y'all, as actors and actresses, y'all need to boycott that. Y'all need to stop that. You see what you're doing to your people? Do you see what you're doing to your people? Every time you make one of them slavery movies, you keeping them trapped. Why don't you go behind slavery and find out what kind of people we were? When y'all go start making some movies about the gods and goddesses that we was, when y'all go start participating in that? Matter of fact, don't participate in it. Do it. Make it yourself. There's a lot of you famous people up out there got money, and I ain't seen now one of y'all. I think the closest thing we got to seeing us our people as kings and queens was Coming to America. Coming, and they had the nerve to make the title Coming to America. When we came to America, far as we know, when we came to America, Coming to America is how we came. That's how we came, as royalty. That movie shows how we actually came. But it's a joke. It's a slap in the face, because they throw one movie out. That had to be about what, 15, maybe 20 years ago. They throw that one movie out, and then they throw out something like Roots, Selma. What's the? I don't even know. The one that just came out. I don't pay no attention to that stuff no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not nobody's slave. I'm a boss. I don't work for nobody. You know, I do my own thing. I do me. You know what I'm saying? Start you some online business, invest in some stocks and bonds or something like that. Get on these YouTube pages and blow them up, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But by all means, do something else so you can spend more time with your kids. Get it to the point to where you can come home. Don't be going to, you got to go to work. You ain't got no business. Don't go to work. You're going to work. While you at work, who is going to bring your kids up in this environment? They go either bring themselves up, or the streets is going to teach them. Believe me, I know. I know. I'm an ex-gang member from Fresno, California. And the big homie is just waiting for your kid to come up out there while you at work. The big homie is waiting for him. We need little dude. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody loving him and this and that. Slide to the block, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Here go this to put you on. Put a little money in your pocket. There go that. Put this on you so can't nobody try to rob you or run up on you. You know what I'm saying? Because you be on the block with us. You know what I'm saying? Burn them up real quick. Here, get this burner and burn them up if they step at you the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? You watch television. You see what people do when somebody disrespect them. You know what I'm saying? They pull a thing out, they pull a sandwich out, and they burn them up. Block out. You know what I mean? That's how the big homie is waiting for them. The big homie is waiting for them. The same big homie is waiting for that little old girl that ain't got no parents. Parents are always at work. Daddy always gone. Daddy always at work. Daddy go to work 10 hours, 12 hours a day. He ain't there. You know what I'm saying? And they look for that little old girl too. Mama ain't there. You know what I mean? Get that little old girl. Hey, girl, you know how to twerk it? You know how to twerk this and that, you know what I'm saying? Look at your homegirl up over there. She getting money. You want me to show you how she getting money? And then next thing you know, she in St. Louis somewhere. Click, clack, gang. Click, clack, click, clack, click, clack. Yeah, she getting it. She getting it. Sound like a big old stallion walking up and down the strip. The police on her tail like, hey, you look too young to be up out here. Who you out here with? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, man. The big homie waiting for it. The big homie waiting for it. You know what I'm saying? Especially at most dudes, if you was banging back in the days, the big homie waiting for your son. Females, ladies, my goddesses, what I want y'all to be, my goddesses. If you was a little old thought, tramp, slut, whatever it was back in the days, and the big homie know it, chances are he gonna think your daughter is that way. Same thing with the little dude. Your daddy went hard. That's gonna be the influence. That's gonna be the way to teach them. Your daddy went hard. Your mama went hard. You know what I mean? And this comes out that you lose control of your kids when you put that corporal punishment on them and beat on them and this and that, because they can't come back to you and talk to you. They got to go talk to the big homie or the big home girl. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and then we end up with another generation of prostitutes and thugs, and it's a dead end street. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't nothing but a breed for us to breed each other, and you know, another breed of us killing each other, damaging our property, our bodies, our vessels, doing something we ain't got no business doing. You know, young ladies, don't let these dudes put you up out there on these streets. You know what I'm saying? As a young goddess, be a young goddess. Be a young goddess. Don't let no dude tell you that all you got going for yourself is your looks and your body and that fake hair that they done taught you to put in. Nah. Grow your natural, be your natural self. Grow your hair. Yeah, don't throw all of this cake up, not makeup, don't all that cake up on your face and run around here with your booty cheeks hanging out, thinking somebody gonna love you for that. They ain't gonna love you for that. If they do try to love you, it's gonna be for about 5 minutes and they done with you. Once they done doing what they doing, they ain't got no respect for you until they want it again. You know what I'm saying? Same thing goes for these little brothers. Gang banging and all that hustling, drug dealing, bruh. It's a dead end street, my nigga. Penitentiary or the graveyard, penitentiary or the cemetery. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's the only place you go end up. At the end of it all, I was fortunate to come up out of it. You know what I'm saying? And it was a struggle. It was a struggle trying to get up out that jungle. You know what I mean? And without that compass, without that compass, I had a compass. A compass is what tells you which direction to go into. My compass was my mother and my father. I had a compass, but a lot of time they was at work. They was at work all of the time. So what happened? Out there with the big homie. Out there with the big homie. And I made wrong choices. So I don't blame my parents for nothing out of the stuff that I did. And the ones of y'all that know me, y'all know. Y'all know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I did. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was out there with me doing it. You know what I'm saying? I did it to y'all. Y'all did it to me. You know what I'm saying? We went back and forth with it. You know what I'm saying? It was like tennis, basketball, football. You score a point, I'm going to score a point. You know what I mean? And it's a dead end street, man. You want to see your kids out there doing that, bro? What we was doing to each other? Seriously, do you want to see your kids out there getting down like we was? I know at some point in the gang banging situation when we was out there bumping heads and all of that stuff, somewhere up in there you said, man, I can't keep living like this. Because I know I said it many a times. Me being out there, shot 11 times, and it was all because I made wrong choices. And I was making wrong choices because my parents disciplined me in the right way, but they wasn't there enough. They wasn't there enough. They was always at work, working for somebody else. Working a job to where the job you work at, these people is making billions of dollars, and then they say, here, nigga, keep the change. And you go home happy. With, you know what I'm saying, a couple of racks in your pocket a month. That ain't no money. Try making that a day or in a week. 3, 4, 5 racks. Legally. And you know what I'm saying? Teach your kids this. And like I say, man, embrace your kids and talk to them. Corporate punishment ain't gonna do nothing. It's gonna keep them in an enslaved mind, oppressed. This is what they want. They want us. They don't have to do it no more. because they got us. They done told us, and it's in the house. It's in the house. We ain't got to do it no more. The parents is doing it. Daddy beating his little boy, beating the hell out of him. We ain't got to touch him. You know what I'm saying? Then they throw these little old laws up. Can't whip your kids. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to go to work. You can't whoop them. So now you at work. So you at work. So you can't embrace them and really sit there and spend that time and talk to them and teach them right from wrong, so they can go out there and be more productive in society when they get older. So that's absent. So what happens is the streets raise them, television raise them, the music raise them, the internet raise them, and then they run out there into these streets, and police kill them. They can kill them with no problems, and the majority of the time don't even get prosecuted. But they make you go to work all day to where you ain't there to discipline your kids and teach your kids right from wrong, and then you got to cut your kid loose to the street where all of these negative spirits is, and then they gather that spirit and they go running loose, and the police kill them. Ain't no more disciplining. Ain't no more disciplining, man. It takes you to be there. Homeschool these kids, and when you homeschool them, don't teach them. Let them know what happened. Just tell them a little bit about slavery, but don't just beat them up in the head like slavery, this, slavery that. No. Go back to where we was gods and goddesses, kings and queens. Teach them that, so that way when they grow up, they'll grow up expecting to be a king or a queen or a god or a goddess. You don't want your kids grow up to expect being a slave or an inmate or a prostitute or a gang member. This is what's causing us to kill each other. We beating these kids, and they growing up angry. They seeing all of these angry videos these rappers is making. Some of these rappers is making. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to music. Now, people know I made a few albums and dropped out there, and was working on an album when I transferred into the spiritual world and never did finish that album. 14 and a half tracks that I didn't put out because I couldn't see myself influencing my people to kill each other, influencing my little brothers to my little gods to run around and kill each other. I just couldn't see myself influencing them to do that. And I couldn't see myself influencing my goddesses to be little thoughts or little sluts or whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? I just couldn't see myself doing that, because that last album I put out probably would have gotten the hands of my daughter and her friends. I don't need my daughter running around here looking crazy like some of these kids and some of these people and these women is right now, man. And I don't have no little boy, but at the same time, I know you don't want your little boy running around out here doing the same thing, running around here gang banging and hustling and this and that. You know what I mean? You can't even nowadays fight a person and get a fair fight and walk away from it. Like we used to do back in the days. Whoever lost the fight bought the drink. You know what I'm saying? You can't even do that no more. Somebody go come back and kill you. They kill you. They've been watching too much TV. They've been listening to too much rap music, certain rap music. You know what I'm saying? Get you some They don't make stuff like Public Enemy no more. Eric B and Rakim and the boy African Bambaataa. I heard some things recently about him that kind of disgraced me, but the music he put back out in the days, you know what I'm saying, was good. You know what I'm saying? You got some people out here right now that's putting out positive stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got one right there in Fresno, PA, Planet Asia. Positive music. He makes some examples in there about being in the hood, and yeah, this can happen to you. But you see, my boy teaches knowledge. You know what I'm saying? A close friend of mine, he teaches knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we need. You go make some music, make something let's go put some positivity in the community. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no another drive-by shooter. We don't need no another prostitute. We don't need no another pimp. We don't need no another drug dealers. We got plenty of them. Okay, let's see more productive citizens in our community. You know what I'm saying? Let's produce some entrepreneurs. Let's produce some businessmen, some business women, some business guys, some business goddesses. You know what I'm saying? Some real deep spiritual people, not no bunch of angry, frustrated, running around here embarrassing they self and you people. You know what I mean? You want to be proud of your kid. You'll be proud of your kid if your daughter turned out to be a goddess, a real goddess, and your son turned out to be a god. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by a goddess is nice, quiet, intelligent, smooth, and she looked pretty on the inside. She pretty inside. She beautiful inside. You know what I'm saying? We spent all of this time dressing ourselves up, and the inside's got maggots running around and tapeworms and all kind of stuff running around because of this food we putting in our bodies. You know what I'm saying? All of this come from when you a baby. As a kid, we need to teach our kids, not punish them. And the only punishment they should have is take something from them. That's your consequence. When they lock you up in jail, what they take? They take your freedom from you. They take your freedom from you fast. You know what I'm saying? So, find something else besides disciplining these children. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, don't try to discipline them because of some stuff you allow them to watch. If you allow them to watch certain television shows and then you look up and they acting like those television shows, then go in there and whoop your own ass. Because the reason they acting like that is because of you. You see what I'm saying? How would you feel if your 14-year-old son come in there and tell him, Mama, you about to be a grandma? Let's go. Yeah, you go try to be happy. You go play like you happy. Let me go and call everybody. I'm about to be a grandma with my son, 13, 14, 15 years old. You ain't happy. You kind of looking like, what happened? What did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? And little ladies, little goddesses, get to these goddesses' parents. Get to them fast. Talk to them because these little youngsters is slick. All it takes is a pair of J's, a good outfit, and she in the bed. A few words and she in the bed. She on the street. You know what I mean? She's smoking weed and dressing nasty. You know what I mean? And you about to lose it. I mean, you done lost it. You know what I'm saying? What would you do? What would you do? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of this comes from the way the churches is teaching, is translating this Bible. You know what I'm saying? They translate. I need to get on that too. I'm gonna make some videos about this Bible because I get a whole nother understanding of it because I use the Creator. I use my ancestor, as a pastor for me. You know, the Bible tells you don't go to man. Cursed are those who go to man. So if you go into church to that pastor, that's a man. You being cursed by listening to that phony teaching that they teaching you. Again, Jesus, he not coming back. And for one, his name ain't Jesus. He was an ancient Hebrew, and in ancient Hebrew, there is no J in ancient Hebrew. The letter J was just invented 400 years ago. So how is Jesus named Jesus from 400 years ago when the letter was invented, and the story of Jesus comes back, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years, somewhere around in there. The name is Yeshua. That's an ancient Hebrew name. There is no letter J. Okay, so first off, the teaching is where a lot of this comes from. They tell you in there, how did that verse go? Spoil the child, spare the rod, or something like that. You ain't got to do all of that. That pretty much means take something from them. You ain't got to whoop on them. You ain't got to whoop on them. Don't do that. Don't let the pastor tell you that mean whoop his ass, whoop her ass. You know what I'm saying? They got us running around here waiting for some man to come out the sky that died 3,000, 4,000 years ago. Come on, man. It's all up here. Your heaven, your hell is up here. Your God, your Jesus, your Messiah is up here. The way you live. Your resurrection is that point in life where you about to go crazy and everything falling apart, or you done ended up hurt in the hospital when you get to that drastic moment where you damn near died. That's your resurrection. That's revelation. And that burst in your brain, when your brain is burst open, like you about to go crazy, you about to hurt somebody real bad, you can't control yourself. That is the resurrection. That's the 7 trumpets that you go hear because you're going crazy. That's the burst in the sky. And when he say every eye will see, everybody will have this moment. It's not gonna be all in one day. Let me get you people real comfortable. The world is not gonna end all in one day. That event that they're talking about in the Bible gonna happen to individual people at different times. It happened to me already. I have already experienced the resurrection, and all of y'all still alive. So that means the Messiah, Yeshua, has came back for me, and I saw it. That's why I am the way that I am now, a God. You know what I'm saying? Not no gangster. You know what I'm saying? I was a gangster when I was living a flesh life. Now that I'm living in spirit, you know what I'm saying? I'm a God. It tells you in the Bible, ye are gods. Yeshua tells you that in the Bible. Did I not tell you that ye are gods? You are gods. The first commandment tells you that you are a God. Thou shalt, in the commandments, thou shalt not have any gods before me. You shouldn't have any before yourself. Or the ancestor, our great ancestor, the creator of everything good, all of us. That is the only God that you put in front. And that God will lead you to be like that God. And once you find out that, take your situations, and when you thinking about pulling off a belt and whooping on your kids, brothers, sisters, when y'all thinking about pulling off y'all belt, whooping these kids, sit back and say to yourself, God is a forgiving God. Would he take off his belt and beat the hell out this little child right here? I don't think so. Will he even stand by and watch that? I don't think so. So if your God is telling you to beat the hell out of your kids, then you really need to get to yourself and find out which God you praying to. Because that ain't the one that I pray to. That ain't the one that I meditate to. The one that I meditate to pulled me out of the killing fields. Pulled me out of being a killer. And sitting my stupid self in the penitentiary for the rest of my life when it's too late saying, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have did that. Would God have did that? No, it's too late now. Think about it. Your God is a forgiving God. Our ancestor is a forgiving God. Would our ancestors beat our children? Do our ancestors beat us? No. No. The decisions you make beat you. The decisions you make beats you. So if your kid is doing a lot of things, it could be from the decisions you make. So don't go to beating on them because your decisions is beating on you. You're going to instill anger and fear into these children, and they ain't going to be able to stand you when they get to a certain age and get out there on their own. They going to hate you because you ain't gave them no love. You ain't gave them nothing but punishment. This is the same reason why a lot of us run around now and blame stuff on the white man is because of what happened in slavery. Don't blame every white man for that. The majority of them people that was doing that stuff is dead. And you call yourself you call yourself praying to a forgiving God, and you ain't forgave them people yet? What God is you praying to? That part. Stop hitting these kids, man. Take something from them. Don't tell them you broke. Tell them you ain't getting it for them because they acted a fool the other day and watch them change. Do that a few times. Huh? Take them to go get some of them $20 shoes instead of $120 shoes. You know what I'm saying? Take them to the secondhand store and throw some of them secondhand outfits on them a few times and tell them, hey, you don't deserve that $500 outfit that I buy you to wear to school, them $500 outfits to wear to school on a daily basis. You won't help me do nothing. You won't help me clean up. You won't straighten up your mouth. You're running around here cussing. You ain't but 7 years old. Come on. You don't deserve a $500 outfit on a daily basis. And I'm at work busting my ass. Excuse my language. but I'm at work busting my ass, and I'm gonna just give it to you for you to totally turn around and disrespect me after that? Not gonna happen. Take some stuff from them. Stop buying them stuff all the time when they ask for it. Yeah, that's why these kids drop down on the ground and have a fit in the middle of the grocery store or in the middle of the store when they ask for something and you tell them no, because you done gave so much until now it is your duty to give them something. And they going to be 25, 35 years old waiting for you to give them something because it's your responsibility now, because that's how you raised them. Every time they asked for it, they got it. And it wasn't nothing behind it. They didn't have to do nothing to get it. It wasn't no, they can just run around and destroy the house, punch on the little kids outside, cuss the teacher out, throw stuff all around the house, throw stuff all around the campus, throw stuff at you, talk to you any kind of way, and ain't no action behind it. You jump right up that same day or that next day and go and buy them something anyway. This is why the kids are so disrespectful towards their parents. For one, they angry at you for beating on them. Two, they scared of you, so all they can do is act out when they're away from you. Three, you get them everything they want when they want it. So soon as you go to take it from them, you end up with a child laying down on the ground, kicking and yelling and screaming. Leave a little butt right there and keep on shopping. Push. That, you know what I mean? I just want to see my peoples do a lot better. You know what I'm saying? We raising a bunch of beasts. We raising a bunch of beasts by throwing them into that slavery mentality. Just like we angry because master beat us back in the days, them kids is growing up angry. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us is angry because master beat us, but we grown people. But these kids gonna grow up angry at y'all because y'all beat on them. Y'all beat on them, so they gonna grow up angry at y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's all a matter of loving these kids. These kids didn't grow up like we did. You know, when my mama didn't, when I asked for something and I did wrong, and my mama didn't have the money, she didn't tell me we was broke. I always thought we had money. She would tell me, no, I'm not getting it for you because you did this. I thought that's why I wasn't getting it. Mama got money. I never told my kid. My mama never told me we was broke. I knew now that half of the time we was broke, but she never told me that. And she used that as a strategy for me to learn that, okay, I wanted that Nintendo or that Atari, and I wasn't getting it because I was acting a fool in some kind of way. Or I wasn't getting it because I wasn't helping up around the house. And you do that enough and you'll look up and see your kids all of a sudden just straighten, your kid all of a sudden just straighten up. You're like, wow, it's really working. You know, and there's times my mama, she wanted to get it just as bad as I wanted it, but she used that as a method to say, hey, you're not getting it because of the way of your performance. And then, you know, I do good, you know what I'm saying, a week or two later, then bam, she pop up that new Nintendo. What did I do to get this? Oh yeah, I've been acting better. And they start doing better. You know what I'm saying? Try it out. Try it out for about a year. Don't try it out for about a week or two. That ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got a little 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old, and for 7, 8, 9, 10 years they just been running wild and loose and doing whatever, and then all of a sudden you try to, you know, put this into play, you're gonna get a bad response. They're gonna kick, scream, yell, this and that. You know what I mean? Don't whoop them. Believe me in that. Tell them go in the room, in that empty room that you done took everything out of, and sit down and get it all out. Cry. Sometimes as adults, we need to go in the room and close the door and kick and scream and cry because of the stuff we going through. Right? That part. But again, family, you know what I'm saying? Love these kids. Hold tight to them. You know what I'm saying? And show them some love. So when they get older, they'll show you some love. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got for you for today on this subject. You know what I mean? It's your boy Lord Yase. You know what I'm saying? Once again, make sure you reach down there and push that subscribe button. If you like the information I give, make sure you push that share button and share it to others. You know what I'm saying? They might need to hear this. You know what I mean? And if anybody out there got offended, I don't apologize and I don't accept apologies. So if anybody got offended from anything that I said up out there, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's your conscience. Maybe that's something you need to deal with. That's probably why you got offended. You know what I mean? But I love you anyway. And I love your kids. Even though I might not know you, I love you and your kids because we all family in some kind of way. Feel free to give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, hate on me, subscribe, share, and come back and check my other videos out. I got some decent information coming up out there. And if you felt like I said something wrong, leave me a comment. That part. It's your boy Lord Yase coming at you one more time, you know what I mean? And I will be getting at you again a little later on, either today or tomorrow. And again, I'm on day 3 of my 40-day fast. Check me out. I'm going to be documenting this whole situation. You feel me? I want to see y'all document some things too and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Get your body in that healthy condition so we can be more productive. This next generation of kids that's coming out, you know what I mean? We need to be more productive. You know what I'm saying? And it starts with our health and our mentality. You know what I mean? You know, it all starts from there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get at y'all in a minute. It's your boy Lord Yase. And like I say all the time, got it from my boy Infinite Waters. It make me feel, look at me, I'm smiling already because I feel good. Just get ready to say it because it feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? There. Lord Yase. And go on there and check out my online store too. I want y'all to check that out. You know what I'm saying? I got some stuff on there for a little bit for everybody up on that thing. Right now I got a good Easter sale coming up. Even though I don't do holidays and all of this other stuff, I got some product on there y'all might be able to, you know, feel and check out. You know what I'm saying? So check me out at Lord Yase, myshopee.com. I mean, myshopify.com. I always pronounce that damn place wrong, and I'm making money from them. Myshopee.com. It's LORD-YASAY.MYSHOPIFY.com. Lord Yase. Get at me one time. Hotep.